Hey guys, welcome back to Boost Hunter Garage. Today we're going to be working on the 07. We'll be installing a fuel sump and also the BD fuel bowl delete kit. This is all in preparation for the Airdog I have. Got a bunch of parts in, so we're going to have a bunch of videos coming up. But today we'll be working on these two things. So here we got this sump. I've had this sitting around for a while. Originally got it for the second gen. We will be using the actual fuel cell for that. This is from Deviant. And yeah, so we will be having to drill a hole in the bottom of the fuel tank. So I have already pumped the diesel out of there. Wasn't smart when I left it, it was full. That's why I'm filthy. I've been crawling underneath the truck all morning. Got that pumped out as much as we can. I'm sure once we drill a hole, we're gonna have a bit more fuel come out, but we will be installing this. And then also here's the BD fuel bowl delete kit. Obviously with all these other fittings that come with it. Since we will have our fuel filter on the Airdog, we might as well get rid of the one that's up inside the engine bay. So we will put this in there. And I think what we'll start with is getting some of the fittings tightened into it that we know we need in there for now. While it's up here on the bench, a little easier. We'll throw a bit of thread sealant on. And then after that, I'll take you out the truck, kind of show you what I did. I have the box somewhat lifted up and the diesel out of it. So let's get started by putting these fittings in. All right, guys, so I got these all tightened in here. So these two, bit of thread sealant on them. Tighten them in with just a crescent wrench inside the vise. And then this little port here, this drain port, which is nice if we ever had to. But anyway, just put a bit of thread sealant. This is the stuff I'm using here. Put that on there, tighten it in all the way. And then on here, these fittings are all O-ringed, so I just tighten these block offs in. This one wasn't, so I put thread sealant on that one. Put the block offs there on both sides. For this setup, this is the way they recommended. I don't know if I'll switch it, but basically we'll have fuel coming from the Airdog going through here, and then another one of these fittings coming off of there, going up to the CP3. Basically this is if you wanted to run dual CP3s, any of that kind of thing, you could do that with these other ports. I will put sensor in here for fuel pressure later on. And then yeah, on the sides here, this is for where your stock return bolts on there. So we'll go to the truck now, and I think we'll start with this. We'll start tearing out the old fuel bowl there. So out at the truck here now, obviously the truck's torn way down just because I'm doing some other things. But for you to work on your fuel bowl, which is right there, you would have to take off your intake horn here and the intercooler pipe here to get back in here. I also have the fender liner out, so I'll probably be able to show you better from there also. But yeah, here it is. I would start by undoing any of your connectors here for these sensors. This is your return right here. I believe these are 17 mil. So we're gonna have to take this off. There's gonna be one on the other side. Here's where it mounts to take it off. So those are 10 mil. You have your supply that's going to your CP3, comes from the bottom of that, and then on the other side you're gonna have your supply in coming from the tank. So I'll show you from the side here, might be able to see you better. So you can kind of see it down here, up here, it's hard to see. So that's your supply coming to the filter here, and down here that's your supply going over the CP3. Anyways, we'll get set up and just unbolt all this. One other thing you might want to do, we'll go back, or you can see it there, where the yellow lever is. There is a drain there, so you can drain that out so you have less fuel spilling out. And yeah, we'll get out of here and get her unbolted. All right, so here we go, guys. Got that all pulled out. Oh, as I dump fuel around. But as you can see right there, I'll show you here. So there's gonna be that one there, and so your one there, one on the bottom. Those will all be the 17 mils. The 10 mils there. And then over here, there was a 10 mil holding the one bracket on, and then an Allen headed bolt holding the supply line on. So got all those unbolted. So we'll set this down. I'll just kind of show you inside the engine bay here. There we go. So you can see your two return lines, which we're going to end up bolting back onto the delete block. It gives you new washers for that, but obviously you got to reuse the banjo bolts that come out. And this line here that goes, that was the supply going to the CP3. We can eliminate that one, so we'll take this out here too. And then I got tucked back right over there. You can see the supply that was coming from the stock lift pump, but so we'll be tearing that one out. Yeah, so we'll get the new one over here and start to we'll get it bolted up and everything put back on it. So I got everything bolted up in there. It's kind of tough to show video it and while I'm in there just because it's a tight space. A couple things I want to point out here before I show you it. It says in the instructions to tighten down those banjo bolts down to 18 foot-pounds and the 10 mils holding it to the block, or the head I guess, to 24 foot-pounds. Not gonna lie, I didn't actually torque them. I just went to how it felt for me. And yeah, so, and the other thing is make sure you put those new washers on. Don't want to be using the old ones. Don't want to cause a leak right off this fresh start. So I'll show you it here. And yeah, we'll go around to the side and see it a little better. There we go, all tightened up in there. Obviously we still have to do the actual lines, but we'll show that when I do the Airdog, so you'll have to come back for the next video for that. But I do like how much it cleans up this area, opens up a lot of room. Would have helped lots when I'm working back here on these transmission lines. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Other than those couple connectors that they leave, they don't leave a spot for those to hook back up, like your water, in your fuel sensor, those kind of things, which it would have been nice if there was a spot for those. In the instruction, it just says to tape them off just to protect them. So for now, I'm going to do that. Maybe there's another way to hook those up. As of right now, I guess I'm not too concerned about that. And yeah, so I'll just tape up those ends, tuck them away somewhere neat for now, and then we'll move on to doing this sump here. Okay, so we're going to move on to installing this sump. What I did here is I unbolted the box and lifted it up, so you got 8 different bolts, and then I just used my jack with a piece of wood to lift it up to allow us access, and a little easier at the top of the fuel tank here. As you can see, I just stuck a few blocks underneath. And then I just made sure to clean this area really good, sprayed it down with the air compressor, then pressure washed it. And just so you can pop this ring off, which you just use a flat blade screwdriver and a hammer, hit it, it'll twist, and then you can pull it up. And so why I did that is just so I can pull the whole fuel hat up. So when we drill our hole in the bottom, we don't end up screwing up and drilling into the bottom of it. And also I need it kind of for tomorrow when I do the Airdog. So I'm just gonna get this up, kind of pulled out of the way, and then we'll go underneath the truck here. All right, so right here is where we're gonna drill the hole. You need a 3 1/4 hole saw here, cup saw, whatever you want to call it. And then you're gonna drill a hole here in the bottom. First, I'm just gonna drill a hole and let the rest of the fuel that's in there drain out a bit. And then we will go ahead, drill the whole hole in here, and then we'll deburr all that, try to keep everything out of the tank. At least we have filters to block it, but it'd be good to get everything away. So we'll go ahead, do this first. There you go, just let it drain like that. If you want, you could get a bigger drill bit, add a couple holes so this will drain faster. That's probably what I'll do. So once I go to drill a hole here, I'll bring you guys back. All right, so now it's down to just a little drip. I actually had less in here than I thought. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the hole saw here. We're gonna drill this through some safety glasses on, just because I have a feeling this is gonna spray some diesel fuel around. So we'll drill her out here and see what happens. Oh, popped right off there. So pull this out. There's our little piece there. Throw that aside. Actually, it definitely was spraying diesel around, so I'm glad I put these glasses on. But yeah, just try to get as much oil, so you don't want any of this going inside the tank. So kind of reach in, you can feel it all there. I mean, the Airdog filter is going to block all that, but still good to, you don't want that running through your fuel system even in any way, even if it's just to the filter. So I'm just going to feel around, get all this out. And also, when I was trying to pull the fuel hat out, because it's old, the plastic broke and it dropped the two rods and one of the springs down here. I can hear them, I can feel them also, so I'm going to pull those out. I have to somehow try to fix that up. So we got a hole there all cleaned up. We got the sump here. One thing to note is it does only fit on here one way, so make sure you put it the right way. But first we'll put this piece up, fish it up in here, get the sump up, the bottom part put up there, and then you will bolt it in with this. Make sure you put your washers on there. They got a little rubber gasket in there. So first we will get this up in here. There we go, fits up in there pretty nice and easy there. And we will get one of these in here. Just gonna get it started, and I'll rotate it the way I want it to face. Get in a better position here. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna turn it kind of on an angle this way, so that because the Airdog's gonna be mounted to the outside of the frame, and then this way we can bring it over and we will be able to secure the lines nicely to something, so they're not just dangling around. So I'm gonna snug these up a little bit, and then I'll probably just use the ratchet to do it the rest of the way. And obviously just kind of go back and forth, so I wouldn't just snug one up real tight, then you're not going to get a good clamp on it. There we go. She's clamped on there. Hopefully she seals up good. Does have a nice O-ring gasket there, so obviously make sure that's in there. And yeah, it's nice and snugged up there. Looks good. And then next video, see us hook up to here for our Airdog, and you can see on it nice engraved an F, and then R for your return. And there we go, mounted on there nicely. Well guys, we're gonna end this one off here. What are those? I hope that was helpful to you guys, and make sure to like and subscribe and come on back, because next video we will be installing this Airdog here. So come back for that. And also later on, we'll be doing these dynamite diesel injectors. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.